Thanks to all the speakers for this great session about how operators can empower the network applications community. So let's get on with the next session of today, Code Meets Connectivity. Developers as a powerhouse of network API innovation. For this, we are pleased to have Shkumbin Hamiti, head of the Network Monetization Platform Business Units at Nokia. Welcome, thank you very much.
Yes, good afternoon. So first of all, thanks a lot for introduction. When I joined here in the beginning, she had a test for all of us, and I'm not going to have a test for you. But I want to start with trying to understand what is that we are doing here. Is there a clicker?
Do we have the clicker? I think we have the...
Oh, we lost the clicker somewhere. All right, anyway, I can work without a clicker. So let's just first understand what is it we are trying to do here. To be part of a digital ecosystem development requires a certain set of capabilities. Now, before I share with you what we think is needed, let me ask you, if you want to add a map in your application, how long would it take to do that? Just a simple map that works globally. What, a minute, 2, 3? If you are a developer, it's almost instantaneous, right? Fine, you say that's easy. Map has been for a long time around. What if you want to add a payment solution? It's very regulated environment. Very, let's say, thank you, thanks a lot. It requires some KYC and whatever. But it takes quite fast. It takes 10, 15 minutes. You go to, just take an example. I have no affiliation, but take Stripe Element. You go there, you get it done. If you want to add any serious capability for a network, like quality of service on demand, where do you go? I wouldn't know where to start. I know Johanna, I know Otilia, I know Fernando. I would call them and beg them, and they probably let me use that. This is the state of where we are today. And this is not because we in the telco world want it to be like this. It is because it is quite complex. So if I think about the key issues we face, the complexity of the telecom and 5G is enormous. It's probably the most complex network or entity that the humankind has ever built. It's so far have been difficult to scale. When you develop for Telefonica or for Vodafone or for Orange or for other operator. If you wrote an application that you would want that to work globally, it's almost impossible. It is impossible, actually. And then you as a developer, first of all, you should really not know anything about our 5G mess, let's call it that way. You should not know anything about that technology to use those. Because let me ask you, when you put a map on do you actually know anything about mapping? Probably don't know anything. You know that they use WGS84 standard for it? No, you couldn't care less. You want to show, adopt that. That's where we want developers to get to, the same experience with our telco capabilities. And that's the promise of network APIs. Because until now, you developed an application, and you run it over the network. Regardless how good that network is, it's best effort network. And that's how it is today. The promise of the network APIs is to actually deliver the power of networks as part of your code. And in that context, we at Nokia have developed a platform that we call Network as Code. And our recipe for developing the platform has been rather simple, if you think about it. It was basically want to make it simple for the developers to join. So plug and play for developers. Just as you join any other developer platforms out there, you should want to connect, you get your API keys, and you start coding. Now, when you are working as part of, 2025 world, you absolutely need AI. So of course we have to integrate the AI as part of our development environment. And we have done that. My colleagues have demonstrated, for example, use of Gemini 1.5 as part of the code development, and that helps a lot developers. And the third one, you want to test it, and especially when you do an application which will work in mission critical environment, you want to really test it. You know that it works. You want to test every single scenario. We provide that risk-free testing capability. And our platform has been powered by the enterprise-grade API Hub, which came as a part of acquisition of rapid API technology and talent that we did in November last year. Probably many of you know Rapid API Hub, and it's just to mention, it has 5.8 million developers already registered. Last year alone, the public API Hub ran 62 billion API calls with 5 nines availability, so extremely robust. That is the one that powers our platform. As part of our platform, those of you who have been in participating in the hackathon, you have got the access to, seems like this clicker is not working. Now it works, when you get closer. Anyway, we have a list of APIs, 14 APIs that we actually have as part of our platform today. To mention some of those, quality of service on demand, device location, SIM swap, device insights. These are all APIs which are part of the platform and you can actually start using right now. Those of you who participated in hackathon, you know this very well. And they are, yes, they are Camara compliant. If they have been specified, they are Camara compliant. That's it. But, it's very difficult to talk about the platform and about the journey to make it simple on a PowerPoint. I can draw things for you. But let me try to do something here, and I'm getting here a little bit on the, very thin ice, because I'm going to now try to demonstrate to you what do you need to do as a developer to, let's say, manipulate the quality of service of a device. And to do that, I will connect to a PC, which is located in Espoo, in my office. Oh, it seems that I don't have the network connection here. Sorry about that. Okay, this has nothing to do with the developer, but let's see if Wi-Fi works. I'll choose one. I forgot which network I have to use. Anyone knows which network I need to use? Sorry about that. Nope? All right, let's go back to, I prepared for this particular scenario, so I have actually a screen recording of what I wanted to show to you. So let me just do that one for a second. So this is what I wanted to actually show, but for some reason the PC is not connected. So here we are showing a demonstration of the device which is connected to a network, and we start running a speed test. And in order to increase the quality of service of this particular device, all you need to do is run this set of code, which is basically 5 or 6 lines of code. And once when you call the quality of service on demand API, the speed of the connection increases and the latency goes down. This is done on the live network, and if I would have this connected now to the network, I would do this at the same time, and let's see if we have time for that one as well. But the main point what I'm trying to make here is that it cannot get simpler. Probably it can get simpler, and it will get, but in 2025, it cannot get simpler than to manipulate the quality of service on demand. This, I've stopped coding for living about 15 years ago. I can start doing this now in basically, with 1 hour time of reading the documentation. That's the simplicity we need from the telecom world, and that's the simplicity we have started providing as part of our platform. Right, now, once you have made it simple, you need to scale it up. You need to enable your developers to develop once and deploy it everywhere. And that's the journey we are in. We're basically working with a number of CSP partners to get access to as many networks as possible so that we can provide a global coverage to the developers. So if you are a developer and you develop an application, you deploy it, you don't care whether it works in Spain or it works in Finland or it works in India. You know that your customers will be consuming your application and using it wherever they are. In addition to that, we are offering these capabilities to a growing number of enterprise users and customers who are the ones that will benefit most from these kind of capabilities. We believe that the industries which are going through the digital transformation, whether it's chemical, oil and gas, transportation and logistics, manufacturing, healthcare, and similar, all those are ready to use capabilities because they generate value for themselves. Just to give you some examples of where we have provided some value, and I think I saw some questions already earlier in the previous panel about which verticals we see use of the open network APIs. Start with empowering the experiences in live event streaming. We have a partner in Finland that does live streaming of events on the national TV, utilizing 5G network. Now you can imagine when you go and live stream, say, a cross-country skiing. Yeah, I know some of you might think, okay, it's a real sport, but it's a very important sport in Finland. Cross-country skiing, you want to broadcast that one on a live TV, utilizing, let's say, 10 or 12 5G connected cameras. It works fine during a certain part of the track, but then suddenly when you reach, say, an area where there is a crowd watching the event, you end up in a congested area. And you don't want to have a flicker on a national TV. So this is just one example where we provide quality of service. Actually, in this particular case, in an experimental way, we are creating a slice, attaching those devices to a slice, and then deleting from the slice when there is no need for that. And by the way, for those who don't know, in telecom world, network slicing, that means a specialized network only for your use case. And that's what we are doing. This is one example. The other example is drone operations. So if you are going to enable beyond visual line of sight drone operations, you need to have a good network quality along the entire route. We have a number of demonstrated use cases, but one of them that we are developing deals with public safety and situational awareness for first responders. Then you could think about cases like enhancing worker safety. One of our partners have shown, Radisys, they're showing a mechanism to increase the work area security by utilizing the network API. the way that they utilize the network API is that they have cameras that monitor the environment, and they do not consume the radio resources or the network resources only all the time. But then there is an event, for example, smoke or fire or similar, it immediately triggers a request for the uplink capacity, which is delivered in less than 400 milliseconds to that particular device. This is another example. And from our panelists, we heard a lot about cases around strengthening security and fraud prevention. But one of the most interesting demonstration of what is possible, I invite you to actually go to the main Mobile World Congress area and look at the use case that we are demonstrating. We have a control wheel that enables you to drive car remotely. The car is in Malaga, about 500 kilometers away from here, and you're driving it from here. And you secure the quality of the network utilizing the network as code quality of service on demand API. That same kind of setup is on the GSMA booth, but the car is in Finland connected to Elisa's network. The one in Malaga is connected to Telefonica's network. And all that goes through the network as code platform. This is really one of the coolest things we have done, and we're just looking forward to more cool things ahead. So that particular demo is at Nokia booth and also the GSMA booth. Thank you very much.